I assure you, if you can watch this video up until the end, you're going to make it big in the Forex market in 2025. So this is my FX charts and my FX screen. I would want to do a quick analysis and run you through the trades I'm expecting and how much I'm expecting to make from it. We're going to start from the very bottom, GBPUSD. I don't think I'm expecting anything from GBPUSD, but if we look at the market from GBPUSD, one trick in which I used to analyze the Forex market is an overall time frame. Although I learned something lately, if you're a day trader, the overall time frame or the overall direction of the market doesn't necessarily tell you direction of that specific trade you're going to take. Reason being that sometimes you could have the overall direction of, okay, this is GBPUSD, it's on a buy, the overall direction is on a buy. So if we now go down to the 45 minutes time frame, we can see that I wanted to take this trade on a sell trade, and it has played out perfectly. Like, I knew when I anticipated this trade, and I said it made a break under and retest, and I wanted to take, I wanted to take this one, but I didn't take it. So then I said I would most likely take this one as a short sell or as a short position, and this would have been a very quick day trade, not that much. And I mean, it's a very cool one, but I ended up not taking it. Understanding the overall direction of the market is good, but then again, also understand that specific direction at that specific point in time, what you're going to be expecting. USDCHF is a trade I entered, and here we can see I entered USDCHF, I lost. I did not enter GBPUSD, and it went perfectly according to my prediction. And you know what pisses me off for USDCHF? USDCHF is the pair I have been anticipating for a very long time. I've been anticipating USDCHF ever since here. Okay, not here, actually. Ever since this angle, I've been anticipating USDCHF somewhere since here. November, for about 4 months now, I've been looking at USDCHF. But then again, when I finally decided to take a USDCHF trade, because I know I have been missing USDCHF trades, and then it turns against me. And I mean, I'm pissed. I don't even want to talk about USDCHF. Euro USD is another trade I'm expecting from Euro USD. Now, the anticipation or the expectation from Euro USD, if we look at Euro USD overall is on a downtrend. From a 4 hours time frame, is making higher highs and higher lows. But then, if you look at this double top here, from this double top, the market pushed it all the way to the downside. From pushing it all the way to the downside, it pushed it back to this upside, and then it has pushed it back to the downside again. So from this angle, we're going to be expecting a sell. From right here, we're going to be expecting a sell to the downside, specifically because this is a major key level, and this major key level, the market has come into this major key level. Let me do this. These are anticipations I made a long time ago. The market has come into this major key level, and as it has tested this major key level, it's most likely going to push it to the downside. It doesn't have momentum to move because this is Asian session. The London session has not started. Once London session starts in the morning, let's say from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. is when London session starts, then it will have some momentum to most likely push it to the downside during London session. NZDUSD, like that trade is so pissing me off. NZDUSD, this trade went to my direction, but NZDUSD was a trade that I never entered NZDUSD. I was expecting it to come to this key level which I marked out, and it never made it to the key level. But it seems like NZDUSD is creating a different key level, which if you take a look at this zone is respected right here. So this is a different key level. Whenever the market comes to a key level, or whenever the market bounces off a key level, it would always respect that key level. That is how the market works. For now, I don't know the next direction of NZDUSD because it has gotten to a place where, or maybe it could just bounce down. I mean, it could just test it off, go to the downside, and then test it back to the upside in NZDUSD. So this could be what will happen in NZDUSD, but I'm not expecting a trade from the level I've gotten to in the forex market, I don't need to overanalyze things because I have already done this analysis a long time ago. So I just look at the markets, look at the lines I have marked out, and those lines I have marked out, just work on it, work on what I have already marked out. So USDJPY, I've already marked this out, and I'm expecting it to come to this level, and then I push it back to the downside for USDJPY. And if you see, it is pretty similar to GBPUSD, and I saw this GBPUSD trade perfectly. I would have taken it to the downside, but I was like, no, I have a better trade, blah blah blah, USDCHF, and this USDCHF stupidly disrespected me. I mean, we miss out in the forex market because we are human, so we make mistakes. Now, EUR/JPY, the forex market has been perfect for me for this past week. For the past 2 weeks, I have been on a losing streak, but this week I have actually come to my feet. But EUR/JPY is another trade that pisses me off. So I entered a EUR/JPY trade, and it got here. I was making about 4k. It got to this point, and I was making about 4k. But the market started kind of retesting as it got to this key level, because I know that it has been respected once and twice. So as it got to this key level, it started pushing up again. So I felt that I knew the market was going to push all the way down, but I felt that what it wanted to do was to push up to this zone before taking it to the downside. That was what I felt the market was going to do. So I didn't want to risk it for it to push up to this zone, because I mean, the market sometimes can be crazy. So all it can do is turn to the overall direction all of a sudden and forget it. So I didn't want to risk it. So my plan was, okay, I got out here, and I was thinking, or I was expecting, that if the market does a break under and retest, then I would enter the trade back to the downside. I would re-enter the trade. So that was my initial plan. Once the market does a break under and retest, then I'll re-enter the trade to the downside. Boom. But ladies and gentlemen, I missed it again. Now, just in case you're wondering, why am I always missing trades? I'm always missing trades because I do my analysis at the middle of the night. I mean, take a look at the time right now. This is 4:20 a.m. and I'm still awake trying to do my analysis, making this video for you. So before I make these videos, I would end up going to bed by 6 a.m. So when I end up going to bed by 6 a.m., obviously I would end up waking up by maybe 1 p.m. or 12 p.m. or if it's too early, 11 a.m. And about 6 hours later after waking up, many of the trades I must have played out. Not completely, but I cannot start jumping into a trade when it is at this level. I can't start jumping into a trade when it's at this level. It's obviously it's of no use. So I can't start because if I jump into a trade at this level, then it will be a 1:1 risk to reward, and I don't take 1:1s. So no, I'm not going to do that. But then again, another trade I'm looking at is the GBPUSD pair. Now the GBPUSD pair has gotten to my entry perfectly, but this is another trade I'm kind of skeptical about GBPUSD, because I'm skeptical that it may get to my stop loss. But this is a pretty wonderful trade. I feel I could enter this GBPUSD trade, but let me analyze it for you and let me show you why I felt this would be a good trade. If we go to a daily, I always start from the weekly or the daily because I'm a day trader, or maybe even you can even call me a swing trader. So from the daily, it has been on an overall downtrend. So when you identify the overall direction of the market, you have a clear idea on where the market is going. You don't want to be trading against the trend, but trading against the trend is not wrong because I do it sometimes. But then again, if we look at this, is an overall downtrend, and these are key levels that the market has been respected this key level. This is like an inverse head and shoulder, or a head and shoulder rather, a shoulder, head. It made another shoulder here, or you can say this is another shoulder, then break under, retest, and take it to the downside. So it is how GBPUSD is going. So then again, if we now boil down little to the little part, let's come to the 4 hours time frame. So from the 4 hours time frame, okay, no, still on the daily, I think we can see it better on the daily. So from the daily, we can see this rejection. This is a double top. This is one top, and this is the second top. So this is a double top. And for those of you that know your trades very well, the double top gives you an opportunity to take the market to the downside. So this is clearly the double top right here. As we have this is obviously the double top. So this should be where, or this would be like where you should be entering the trade. Or maybe even if you don't enter the trade here, you can also enter the trade at the neckline of the double top, which is going to be somewhere here. So you can then enter the trade at that point in time. So as this is the double top, I think I'll be entering the GBPUSD trade. And another reason is a whole lot of times you see there's this red candlestick that wasn't filled. And as the market has this very ginormous red candlestick, the next candlestick is going to open is most likely going to fill this red candlestick. That is how the market works on most cases. So on the daily time frame, this red candlestick right now, that this week that wasn't filled will be filled with the next candlestick that's going to open. So this could have some momentum to push it to the downside. So that is what I'm expecting. Now, one thing you need to know about the Forex market is to get a perfect entry. These are the three things you need. One, to understand the overall direction of the market. Two, to have a break on a key level. Now, if the overall direction of the market is the downtrend, so you break below, then when we have a break, then we now get a retest. And then once you have gotten the retest, then we now wait for an entry signal. These four, once you have this four in sync, your trades are good and perfect. You can see this red candlestick rejection here. So it means it has this one initially pushed to the upside, in which it got to the same level. You can see this is a respected level before. You can see it has gotten here before. This is one. Another one it has gotten here also before. This is two. And then this is the third one. This same angle. But this third one, it failed to break above. You see, anytime it comes here, it pushes down. It comes here, it pushes down. So it has come here again. So we're expecting the market to push down as it has been doing previously. So these are three signs that we see that, okay, seems like GBPUSD has some momentum to go to the downside. And remember, on an overall time frame, GBPUSD is on a downtrend. So if we come to the lower time frame, now this is my fear for GBPUSD. My fear is that the market could want to come to this level to touch and go to the downside. So it's going to create a double top. Now, if you know a whole lot about GBPUSDs, they love double tops so much. So that is my fear. What if this market wants to push to this upside? That is just my fear. And if it does push to this upside to create a double top, it means, because if I enter this trade right now, let's go for a short position. This is where it is. If I enter this trade right now and my stop loss is above here, and then my TP is here, this is a 1:2. On most cases, I don't really like 1:2s. I will be honest with you. I really don't like 1:2s. So this is a 1:2 risk to reward. So will I be able to risk it? So there are two cases right now. Is either I enter this trade right now and it pushes it to the downside, or maybe it even comes here to retest. And if it comes here to retest, what if my stop loss is here? That is case number one. If my stop loss is here, it means it's going to stop me out if it comes here to retest. But then again, if my stop loss is above, this is too much. It's kind of too much for me. Then also, what if it keeps on pushing to the upside? In which I don't think it's going to keep on pushing to the upside. But maybe what if he wants to test this level? These are things, these are questions we need to be asking ourselves. And another thing is, I even wanted to push to the downside more. I mean, I wanted to push to the downside all the way down here. But for those of you that know GBPUSD, it is really going to take so long to push it all the way down here. I will be honest with you. It is really going to take so long to push it all the way down here. So I think I can expect here for now. This is my first expectation for GBPUSD. But still, the market could play out. Let's be watching. Let's see if I have a better opportunity from GBPUSD. XAUUSD, okay. I was expecting a break above from XAUUSD, and seems like I have gotten that break above. So XAUUSD is going to the upside. Yeah, for sure, XAUUSD is going to the upside. I'm not really expecting any trades for now from XAUUSD, but XAUUSD is most likely going to the upside because it has been on an uptrend for decades, for a very long time right now. So there is nothing to trade against the trend for XAUUSD is going to the upside. And AUDUSD, I don't think I'm expecting anything from AUDUSD. I'm not expecting anything from this trade. NZDCHF, I don't think I'm expecting anything either from NZDCHF. CHF JPY. Oh boy. CHF JPY. Okay, this was a long anticipation. I was expecting a break on that retest and to take CHF JPY to the downside, but seems like it has already done its break on that and retested. Right here, it has gone to the downside. I didn't enter the trade. Like literally all my trades, I predict them almost accurately and I do not enter. For example, now this GBP USD trade or pair, I could go to sleep and it has played out perfectly. That is just the problem. That is my major problem with the GBP USD pair. I could go to sleep and it has played out. So I don't know about GBP USD, but I'm going to come to that later. GBP JPY, I wasn't really expecting anything from GBP JPY. Euro NZD, it came to this key level. You see, it broke under, retested the key level, took it to the downside. I was not expecting anything. GBP CHF, looks like a clear sell, but I do not want to risk it. If I go to the weekly, oh wow, looks like a clear sell for GBP CHF, but I'm not sure. So I don't think I'm going to risk it for GBP CHF. BTC USD, I'm going to skip that. These are the pairs I'm expecting. You can see I've checked out my watch list. Euro USD has some momentum to push to the downside, but I'm not really anticipating Euro USD. So I'm looking at GBP USD. You can see that this area is well respected, even more than this. So this could be the actual area, but it has tested here once. Is it going to test it again? That is the question. Is it going to test it again? Because it has already tested it once. So that is my fear on GBP USD. So I don't know. Will I wait for it to get back to that place to test it again before I take it to the downside? So it's going to give me some double tops. Or should I just enter the trade now? I don't know. I have not made my decision, but I don't think I'm going to wait for this candlestick to close. I have not made my decision. Then my second option is USDJPY. USDJPY, I'm expecting it to come to this level. If it comes to this level, then I take USDJPY to the downside. So USDJPY and GBPUSD, if it happens, I take them. If they don't happen, I'm not going to take them. I'm going to try as much as possible to upload this video quickly. So maybe you can also copy my trade and make money. Bye for now.